Hey, second graders, Mrs. Hayes here to read you a story. This one is called Howard B. Wigglebottom Learns to Listen. Important skill for everybody to learn. Howard B. Wigglebottom learns to listen. Meet Howard B. Wigglebottom. Howard is always in trouble at school because, well, Howard just doesn't listen. During story time, instead of quietly listening, Howard bounces around the room. Howard B. Wigglebottom, please sit down. Be quiet and listen. But Howard doesn't listen. Howard B. Wigglebottom, you are bouncing too close to the fan. But Howard doesn't listen. His ears got tangled up in the fan. At lunchtime, his friends tried to warn him. Hey, Howard, watch your step. But Howard doesn't listen. After lunch, Howard's friend tries to tell him something important. And what it sounds like to him is blah, 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 blah. But Howard doesn't listen. Look back. He's playing with his yo-yo. He's not listening, paying attention, and then he gets his yo-yo wrapped around her mouth. On the playground, Howard's classmates try to help him. Howard, keep your eye on the ball. Boink. But Howard doesn't listen. I'm noticing a lot of these times are not just in the classroom, things that you do when you're playing sports, talking to your friends, at home. It's important to listen because when we're not listening, sometimes it can even be dangerous. People can get hurt if we're not paying attention. In the art room, the teacher reminds the class, kids, try to keep the paint on your paper. But Howard doesn't listen. So the teacher asks him to take a time out. That kind of reminds me of our classroom during art time with paint. What ends up everywhere. He feels sad. Howard does not like being alone and in trouble. He thinks and thinks about his day. Howard makes up his mind. From that moment on, he will try very hard to be the best listener he can be. The next day, Howard does listen during story time. He waits his turn to talk and then asks a question about the story. Howard gets a big star because Howard is really listening. While walking home, Howard uses both his eyes and ears to help stay safe. Howard is really listening. It's a really important time to make sure you have your listening ears on and your eyes paying attention when you're walking along the sidewalk or down a road. When Howard gets home, he listens to his mother. Please hang up your backpack and clean up your room now. Oh, that makes Mom very happy that he listened. Howard is really listening. Okay, Mom. He didn't argue with her about it. He didn't try to make excuses not to do it. He just did it. I bet they both feel pretty proud of that answer as well. Okay, Mom, just do it. So Howard gets extra time to play and have fun. Awesome years, Howard. Howard B. Wigglebottom is really listening. Time for a bedtime story. Please brush your teeth first, Howard. Almost all of the time. He's starting to fall asleep. That's why he's not being a very good listener to his story. All right, hope you enjoyed the book and we'll chat with you later. Bye.